So in order to outline the themes and policies which will govern our party's campaign in the Assembly and in the Council elections during the next number of weeks, it gives me great pleasure indeed to introduce to you the leader of the Democratic Unionist Party and the First Minister of Northern Ireland, the Right Honourable Peter Robinson. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you very much indeed. Good morning, everyone, and a special welcome to the press and to the media to this launch of our campaign. Welcome to the Ormeau Baths, as Nigel referred to them. We're about to take the plunge once again, so I hope you're all kitted up and ready for the journey. Because in just 37 days, the people of Northern Ireland will go to the polls for what will undoubtedly be a defining election. It'll be the first election in a new era, an era of politics, one that will set the direction of Northern Ireland for decades to come. For the next 5 weeks, we will take our message to the people of Northern Ireland, for this campaign is not just about the next election. It's about the next generation. Last week, we saw the dissolution of the first full Assembly term for over 40 years. Now, that's something that many people thought unimaginable just a few years ago. Now, no one could say that it has been perfect or easy, but it is a far cry from what went before. Mistakes, of course, have been made along the way, but I believe we are far better placed to deliver in the next Assembly term. And we can be proud of what we have achieved in the last 4 years. I hope that even our strongest critics would accept that we have done some good along the way. We've provided free travel on public transport to everyone over 60 years of age. That's the most generous scheme in the whole United Kingdom. We have frozen the regional rate in cash terms for 3 consecutive years, helping 750,000 households. We have deferred water charges for the entire Assembly term, giving Northern Ireland by far the lowest household taxes in the entire United Kingdom. And so that you're aware of it, we're paying about half the local taxes as the average bill in Great Britain. We have given a 20% discount on their rates to every single person over 70 years of age living alone. We've introduced a small business rate relief scheme, providing £8 million help to 16,000 small businesses, and we plan to do more. We have capped manufacturing rates at 30%, helping 4,000 businesses and protecting thousands of jobs. We have frozen non-domestic regional rates over the last 3 years in real terms. We've introduced free prescriptions for Northern Ireland, and that's available to everyone. It's something that's not available to anyone in England. In the last 3 years, we made growing the economy the Executive's priority, and Invest Northern Ireland secured more than £3 billion of investment commitments and £500 million in annual salaries. Over 31,000 new jobs have been created by government through Invest Northern Ireland. The Enterprise Development Programme safeguarded over 5,000 existing jobs and supported over 8,000 new local business starts. That's not just more jobs, but it's also better jobs, more and better than at any time since records began. And we succeeded in doing that against the backcloth of a global recession. Capital investment in our vital infrastructure was £1.5 billion last year, and that compares to just £700 million under direct rule, more than twice the investment. And again, that's the highest infrastructure investment at any time ever in Northern Ireland. Now, all that we have achieved was only made possible with the support of the people of Northern Ireland at the polls. Northern Ireland has come a very long way. A long way since we returned as the largest political party in Northern Ireland back in 2003. Back then, the Assembly had been suspended for 4 times. The IRA was still armed and active. And of course, Sinn Féin was refusing to give support to the police, to the courts, to the rule of law. How times have changed. Devolution may not have been restored quickly, but when it was restored, it was done on a stable and lasting basis, so that when challenges came, unlike in the past, we were able to face them and overcome them. But what's past is prologue. Our real challenge now is the future. Politics in Northern Ireland is changing, and that's good for everyone. In truth, this is the first election where the main issues in the campaign will be the real issues that face people in their everyday lives, and where voters will be voting for those who can deliver. The real question will be, which party is best placed to deliver for them? The next 5 weeks will give a tremendous opportunity for all politicians to debate with each other and to engage with the public as to the best way forward. We shouldn't pretend that after the election that politicians won't have to work with one another, as some people might try to pretend, in the best interests of Northern Ireland. But nor should we pretend that there are not real differences between the parties. I don't agree with the Ulster Unionist Party, who supported the cuts to public expenditure in Northern Ireland. I don't agree with the SDLP, who support the continuation of the discriminatory 50-50 police recruitment policy. I don't agree with the Alliance Party's proposal to introduce water charges when families are already suffering difficult economic times. And I don't agree with Sinn Féin on a whole range of policies, from their approach to the economy to their opposition to academic selection in education. But that's what politics is about, and it's what this election is going to be about. It will be about competing visions for the future of Northern Ireland. What kind of Northern Ireland do people want to see in 4 years' time? I want to see one where Northern Ireland is economically prosperous and we're making up for the lost years of investment. I want us to see a society where everyone has the opportunity to prosper and succeed regardless of their background, and where we look after those who are in greatest need. I want to see one where the divisions of the past are being eroded and our new society is taking root. And I want to see a society where everyone, regardless of their political outlook, can say, I'm proud to be from Northern Ireland. Now, I don't pretend that the Assembly and the Executive will be able to solve every problem that comes along. There are national and international forces over which we have no control. But we will do what we can with the policies and resources that are made available to us. That's the benefit of devolution, local people taking local decisions. In this campaign, I'm not going to promise the earth. Politics doesn't work like that. And our multi-party executive certainly doesn't work like that. But we will work to deliver on the priorities that we set out. And if others have good ideas, we'll support those too. We will only promise what we can deliver. We won't say one thing and do another. Just look at our 2007 manifesto to see just how much we actually did achieve. In this election, the DUP will be focused on what matters to people. Our priorities are the public's priorities. More jobs, tougher sentences, low rates, fix education, better health, work together, and strengthen unionism. These will be our building blocks for the next month. And in the next 10 days, we will also publish proposals on how Stormont should be reformed. Let me touch briefly on each of our key priorities in turn. More jobs. Our top priority will be to create the conditions for more employment and growth, particularly in the private sector here in Northern Ireland. We'll continue to seek to attract investment from abroad and encourage our own local business to expand and, in many cases, to export. Tougher sentences. We'll support the introduction of tougher sentences to deter crime and to punish offenders. We believe that those who attack the elderly or are involved in serious violent crime should go directly to jail. Low rates. At a time when wages are stagnant and prices are increasing, we're committed to keeping household charges down and keeping them the lowest in the United Kingdom. We won't introduce separate additional water charges, nor will we introduce above inflation regional rate increases. Fix education. After 4 wasted years, it's essential that the mess that has been created in administration of education is sorted out. We will seek to ensure that the interests of children are put above political ideology. Better health. Despite the Tory Ulster Unionist Party cuts to Northern Ireland, we have provided real terms growth in the health budget over the next 4 years. But in order to achieve a healthier society, we not only need to reform the delivery of healthcare, but to promote healthy living. Work together. The best way for the executive to deliver for the people of Northern Ireland is for all the parties to be working together. While we will seek to reform the arrangements at Stormont, we will work with others to keep Northern Ireland moving forward. Strengthen unionism. Preserving and strengthening Northern Ireland's position within the United Kingdom is fundamental to delivering all our priorities. The best way to promote the union is through a stable administration at Stormont that can command widespread support. This will be a long campaign, but I hope it will be a good one. The new politics we have built will be a challenge for everyone, but no one wants to go back to the past. We have laid the foundations for the future by the decisions that we have taken. We have made achieving a new and better future not only a prospect, but an emerging reality. The pundits and commentators are already predicting the result, but not a single vote has yet been cast. Not a single vote is counted. In this campaign, the DUP will take nothing for granted. Every vote must be won and every vote must be earned. Today we have assembled most of our 44 candidates from across all 18 constituencies in Northern Ireland. Every one of them has an opportunity to be elected. And please remember that this is not just an assembly election. We have council elections at the same time and indeed an AV referendum. Our greatest opponent, I believe, is apathy. Every single vote in an election matters. Just 4 votes, remember, won a particular seat in the Westminster election. And last May, in the last local government election, one candidate was elected by less than a single vote. We must not only maximise turnout and support for the Democratic Unionist Party, we must use every vote to its maximum effect. That's why key to our success is vote management. Where we are fielding more than one candidate, the candidates have divided up the constituency, and we are asking our supporters in each area to support the recommended candidates depending on which polling station they vote at. This is the best way for us to ensure that we maximise the number of assembly members elected and give us the greatest say in the next assembly. When the new assembly sits in early May, let us make sure that it is our vision and our values that will determine the future direction of Northern Ireland. Let us win a mandate on the 5th of May, which ensures we keep moving in the right direction. Let's keep Northern Ireland moving forward. Thank you.